Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor and I help people navigate through their ascension process. Today I'm gonna make a video here that will give you guys 5 different ways of coping with ascension fatigue. I'm feeling quite drained myself today. In fact, you'll have to pardon my perhaps lack of enthusiasm and passion that I prefer to sort of give out to my videos. I'm gonna keep it fairly informative, but I know that it's very intense right now in the fall of 2016 here, and also from reading a lot of the comments in my recent video, many of you had mentioned you're feeling extremely exhausted, and I've learned so much about this symptom that once haunted me so much and I dealt with it so poorly that I really do feel that in this situation especially, I can offer some helpful advice for you guys if you're feeling ascension fatigue. So this ascension fatigue is a very multifaceted fatigue. It's, yeah, you're physically tired, that's one way, that's one manifestation, but you're also oftentimes mentally tired. Like your whole being is becoming drained of having to deal with so much stuff going on. It doesn't always correlate with something physical, although that very well could be a part of it. For example, as you see, I don't have my computer here. We're like living in an empty house basically because we're about to move in like less than 2 weeks. We're gone, we're heading out west finally. So anybody who's moved knows that there's a lot going on, there's a lot to do. And though I'm boxing things up and expending some physical energy, that doesn't necessarily warrant how tired I feel. I feel this tired because of the immense vibrational shift going on, the massive inner transformation that I'm experiencing. This ascent in vibration is just sort of draining to the physical body. But there's a lot of different ways of looking at it in a positive way. There are some actual practical tips you can implement, any one of you, to reduce this fatigue. And that is my goal for this video, to help you guys cope with this fatigue rather than cure it, because the fatigue is a byproduct of the speed at which you're awakening, which is a good thing. So this first tip is going to help you look at it differently, which will dramatically help you color your overall experience of it vastly differently than I know if you're anything like I was. I viewed it as a very negative thing. I would always get very frustrated when I would feel fatigued. I would ignore it and then just do a bunch of stuff anyways. And I created this whole miserable experience because of the simple definition I had for it. So I'm going to invite you guys to look at it perhaps this way. See, when I was the personal trainer, it was interesting to me that all of my clients, almost all of them, if you guys don't know, after a hard workout, your muscles get really sore the next day if it's a good one. And my clients would come in the next day and they'd say, "Oh man, Vic, my bicep, my back, my legs are so sore." And they would have this pleased energy about them. They were happy. They were satisfied with the soreness. Now, it doesn't make a lot of sense to be happy with being sore, obviously. Why would you want your muscles to be sore? A lot of people would say, "Man, I could barely walk up the stairs after those squats, Vic." Man, and they'd be so happy because to them, the sore muscles represented accomplishment and a successful workout and a forward movement in a direction in which they wish to go, being a fitter, happier person. So they were excited when they'd wake up sore. Fatigue is the same situation multiplied times a billion. When you experience this fatigue, it's oftentimes because you're making such incredible strides forward in your consciousness, in your pursuit of happiness and well-being, and in the pursuit of arranging your life to match what you really want it to look like. So much so that your body gets tired. It has trouble keeping up with all this immense change. So if you wake up fatigued, say, "Oh wow, I have sore muscles, I'm fatigued. That means I'm doing good. I'm moving forward very quickly." And that's not just some sort of like bullshit way of looking at it. That's the reality. That's the truth. And you could choose to look at it that way. And therefore, it'll just give you such a different mindset that your overall experience of this fatigue, which will fluctuate through your awakening, will just be dramatically improved. Number 2 is just to, well, for one, accept that you're going to be up and down as you awaken. Your energy will fluctuate, your clarity will fluctuate, your inspiration level and feeling of connectedness is going to fluctuate. It's going to always be all over the place. So accept that, and then be aware and in tune to what you're actually dealing with, and go forth accordingly. Meaning, when you're exhausted, you can trust the divine timing of things, and maybe it's okay to take a day off and chill out for that day, opposed to doing what you might have written out for yourself the day before or had planned in your calendar. Do what you can do to sort of rearrange things, again, flowing with the energy you have. And on other days, conversely, when you're feeling like you have a lot of energy and yet maybe haven't set out to do all that much, then you can take advantage of it and be highly productive. Number 3 is to give yourself a break. It's okay to take a day off. For example, I'm in this moving process. If I was to show you guys my house, it's a complete disaster. Most of our furniture is gone, kitchen table, yet there's a million random little things all over the place. It's a disaster. The job is not yet done. And I can't be too lazy because we have to be out very soon. But I know that if I was to push myself too hard today in the way I feel now, I would just continue to decline in my overall health and well-being and energy, and I'd wake up even more spent tomorrow. So even though there's a lot to do, and I'm a very type A personality, it's not easy for me to withdraw taking action. I'm going to do so because it's the wisest thing to do. It's more efficient for the overall big picture if I rest today and then can hit it hard over the next few days. Number 4 is, this is more to prevent it from getting so bad, something that's not going to have an immediate effect, but just get yourself in shape, get yourself healthy, take care of your body, eat healthy foods on a regular basis, drink lots of water, get some exercise, etc. Do some yoga. I always would tell my clients when I was a trainer, it's best to find a form of exercise that you actually enjoy, so it's not seen as such a drudgery and such a pain in the butt and just sort of a necessity. Find something you like, man. Maybe you like hiking, dancing, martial arts, yoga. Maybe you like going to the classes that your LA Fitness is and do the spin classes and whatnot. Just find something you enjoy doing, man, and then make a hobby out of it that'll also help you stay in shape and take care of your body. It's not about being vain and having a superficial goal of looking like fitness model type person. It's about just treating your body with respect and feeding it healthy foods. And the healthier and stronger you are, the far more resistant you'll be to these ascension energies, and therefore you'll just get all the symptoms. Every one of them will be reduced a lot if you're in tip-top shape. Number 5 is take what I call other people call it this. It's called a contrast shower. I just did this right before shooting this video. This is a therapeutic technique that professional athletes and anyone can use that helps their body recover from a lot of stress. Well, this ascension is very stressful on our physical bodies, and therefore applying these sort of techniques can have quite a positive effect on helping you, again, cope and your body recover. So a contrast shower is basically this. So next time you take a regular shower, I assume most of you shower every day, gradually as you're in there, make the water temperature get warmer and warmer and warmer, almost to where it's almost too hot for you, but not quite. As warm as you can tolerate. And then for about 30 seconds, shift it to where it's as cold as you can possibly handle. I shift mine as cold as it goes, and I even like it in the winter now because it gets super cold. Maybe you guys aren't that hardcore and you just want it slightly below lukewarm, whatever. As cold as you can go. 30 seconds, suck it up. Let the water rain down on you and whatnot. After that 30 seconds, you crank it back up, even hotter, because now your body's sort of cooled down. It can handle more heat. Get that really hot and just sort of bask in that water for about a minute. So it's about a minute of warm water, 30 seconds of cold water, 2 to 3 times in a row, always ending on the cold cycle, then get out of the shower. The reason this works is because when the water is very warm, it causes all the blood in your body to kind of go to the surface. And your skin will kind of get red and whatnot. And then when it gets really cold, all your blood rushes to your inner core to keep yourself warm. And what it does is create like a whooshing effect of your blood. And you just have all that fresh, healthy, oxygenated blood whooshing through your body, and it just has a dramatic healing effect. It'll lift your mood. It'll make you feel genuinely good. You'll wake up, you come out of it almost like you just had a massage. You'll have that like, It improves your circulation. It's good for you, and it will reduce your soreness and fatigue. It just helps your body recover, man. It really works. That's why the athletes use it. They wouldn't waste their time with it if it had no positive effect on them. So in closing, I just kind of want to reiterate sort of the essence of this video, which is to just be proactive and don't ignore or deny your ascension fatigue. It's very easy, and I know this from experience because I did it for a number of years, to just get really annoyed with how often and random you feel super fatigued. And out of that frustration, I would oftentimes ignore it and say, screw this, I'm doing what I want to do anyway. And again, the universe it's not going to throw you a bone. It's just going to say, okay, buddy. And I would drive myself into such deep states of fatigue that instead of having a couple of tough days, I would literally require weeks, I'm not joking, weeks of time to recuperate from the hole I dug myself in from the perspective of frustration and denying the fact that there was something going wrong with me. Because I couldn't figure out, this is more in the beginning, but because I couldn't really figure out exactly why I was so fatigued, I just thought it was in my mind. Even though I knew it wasn't, I told myself that, and I would continue doing what I would normally do. And at the time, I was training very hard in like mixed martial arts, and some of the workouts I would do were just extremely taxing on the body. And I started to notice my performance going down very, very much so. But again, because I was like, okay, you're not sick, you slept okay, there's nothing really going on, screw it. And I would just keep going to the gym and keep beating myself up until I could not do it, until I could barely get out of bed. So while the fatigue is somewhat inevitable, you don't have to get extremely exhausted. That's because you're not really honoring your body, what's going on with your body, okay? So hopefully this video will help you just understand that the fatigue is a normal part of the process. You could easily have a positive perspective on it and be sort of have a sense of pride when you feel it, because you know you must be moving forward or doing some sort of positive spiritual work for yourself, and say, okay, great, man. And at the same time, implementing some of these techniques when you are finding yourself tired to reduce it as much as possible. It's about living with it opposed to curing it. Anyway, guys, as you can probably tell, man, I'm not feeling myself today. So I'm gonna peace out, and I will speak to you guys next time. Peace.